Alright guys, I gotta turn my air conditioner on. I need to move the screen just a touch. Well, I guess that's gonna have to be okay. I gotta turn my air conditioner on. It is raining again and it's very humid. So we will be on Riverbend Springs. Everything is activated, I'm pretty sure. We'll scroll through, make sure that one doesn't need to be. Yeah, it's all activated. Hello, welcome. Well, it just did an update, but it did not fix that glitch, did it? I don't know why we always start out with a glitch. Hi, Dee Dee. How was your day? Okay, so we are going to sleep for a day, and that's going to give us these 3 fields ready to harvest. Yeah, my day was okay. I didn't really do anything. Colored a little bit more. So now we're ready to harvest. And then really, the next time we're going to be ready to harvest sunflowers. Is everything we have going is wheat? No, this is what? Wow. So I think we have I'm not exactly sure what we even have in our field up here. I think it might be sorghum. But we are going to harvest it first, the small field. I think our grain mill is getting kind of low. So we're going to have to get some wheat. I think we need more fields, quite frankly. Yeah, we'll just pull out here and let him get started. He can start wherever he wants to. He'll do the headland row first. Now let's look at our productions here. Grain mill. See our wheat. Oh, we're out of wheat. Well, we won't be making any bread for a while because I don't even think I have wheat growing anywhere. So we're gonna have to figure out how to keep these grains so I can keep the grain mill going. But one thing I'm interested in is like, for example, one of the things I was thinking about was like this rope maker. What is required? Cotton. So all we need is cotton to make rope. What about the spinnery? All we need is cotton to make fabric also. And then the fabric can go straight to the tailor shop. So we need cotton. So that's something we can look at, because there is a big cotton field up here in the corner right here. This is a cotton field. Yes, I know, because right now all I need is some wheat, and I don't have wheat. So I don't have wheat planted anywhere. I don't think I do. I think it's all... I don't think any... Well, yeah, here's wheat. So we do have wheat. It's just not ready yet. But our grain mill is going to be down for a while. We got $571,000. That's good. I want to buy another Vulture tractor. I want to buy a dedicated tractor for our portable sunflower silo. Now, one thing we need to check also, because I suspect that the chickens are out of food, so we'll be able to feed the chickens as soon as we harvest this field right here. Let's see. Let's take a look. How much was this field? 66 and 79. We might buy these two. Oh, what about this one? 179. I'd really like to find a decent sized field. What do we have growing up here? I couldn't get the map to move. I want to see what we actually have. We've got soybeans growing up here too. This would be, maybe we should convert this to like a wheat field the next time we plant and just keep it like wheat. I'd like to be able to get another big field. What's this one right here? 284. This might not be too bad to have like for wheat for the grain mill. Where exactly is the grain mill? Is this it? Gas station. That's manure. Where's let's do it this way. I'm not even sure on the map where the grain mill is. I keep forgetting where this stuff is. Whoops. Now let me look at the map. Okay. I don't come to these places often enough for me to remember where they're at. All right. Now I know where it's at. Well, you're even playing on more maps than I am, so it has to get confusing. The more maps you play on, trying to remember where stuff is. All right, let's go get us a tractor. Oh, so would I. Okay, well that guy's finishing that right there. I believe we can buy us a tractor. And I want a T-Series. This is the same thing we have over on the our portable canola. Trouble, we want double. Reverse driving, no, we don't need that. Sky view, good. Extra door. Design 2. Fuel tank doesn't matter. No attacher. Main color is going to be yellow. Rim color will be brown. And we're going to buy a weight. And we will make it green. And I hope I picked the right green. Otherwise, we'll have to go to the shop and customize. But anyway, we're going to buy that at $245,000. And then we want a weight. Yes. Sunflower colors. Where's my weight? Here it is. We want the 1,000 pound. And then we're going to make this one. I think it's this green. No, maybe not. Oh gosh, I don't remember which green. Which green was it? Was it? No, it wasn't Fent green. I can't remember which green was it olive? No. Should be. I like that color. But I think maybe it was this one. If it's not, then we'll have to I'll have to bring the trailer to find out. That's not the green I like though. That's not it. Yeah, I can't remember what green I painted the frame. So we're going to go with the dark green. And then I'm going to have to bring it over. Actually, we'll do that. I'm just going to buy it. Doesn't matter. I'm going to have to fix it. There we go. All right, now why do I have a barrel sitting there? What is that all about? I don't remember buying that. But I must have, because it's sitting there. I just don't know what I bought it for. Whoops. Now, yeah, walk out in front of me, fool. More than likely, I'm going to have to get our portable silo and bring it over here to the shop so I can figure out the colors. So I can make sure they're correct. See, that is not the same color green, is it? Or is it? Does that look like the same green? It might be, isn't it? I guess maybe it is. Okay, good. Got it right. All right, there we go. That is our sunflower silo. Nice. Is this guy done? I guess he is, ain't he? Awesome. I'm going to kind of leave this just sit right here for a minute because we're going to be using it. We can go feed our chickens though before they get too hungry. I always forget where that trigger's at too. I thought it was on the side over here. I have to get out and look, figure out where the trigger's at. Yeah, I thought it was on the side right there. Okay. That thing's hard to see. So you can't see that thing because it's hid behind the tree. So I get, it should be right here. Now wait a minute. Are they not going to take sorghum? Well, why are they not taking this? Okay, this is weird. They're supposed to be able to take sorghum. Uh, I wonder why I'm not being able to get this sorghum. Chickens are supposed to eat sorghum. So now I'm wondering what is the deal? Because we don't have wheat. I don't think I have. Maybe we have wheat. Let's look. Do we have wheat? I didn't think we had wheat. No, we don't have any wheat. All right, see, I don't. They're supposed to be, chickens are supposed to be able to eat wheat, sorghum, and barley. As far as I know, that cover is supposed to auto open when you come above a dump point. I just don't understand why it's not letting me dump right here. Well, that is not good. That is not good. It's not going to let me, it's not going to let me put it there. Oh no. And now I've got my wagon stuck. How do I get my wagon stuck? Ah. Oh yeah, this is not cool. I don't even know what's happening. I don't know why it's happening. I know we just... It doesn't make any sense. It's just not going to let me do it. And I don't understand it. That just makes no sense. Well, our chickens are just going to just have to do without because there's nothing I can do about it. I don't know why it won't let me feed them. Now, our cover should automatically pop off of here. But now, see, it's not giving me the option to dump here either. Why? The game is glitched. I don't know what's going on. I can't do anything. It's not letting me dump nothing. Huh. What is going on? The game isn't even working. It won't let me dump it. Whoops. There it is. Well, that worked. Thank you, Dee Dee. Let's go try this again. Whoa, look out. Wow, I wonder what that was all about. That's where we're headed. There it is. All right. That must have been the problem. I don't know why. But that solved it. All right. Yeah, I don't know why it was like that, but at least it's fixed. And our chickens can be happy again. Well, now we can just park over there. And we need a fertilizer spreader. Okay, that didn't make much sense either. I hired a helper and it told me the helper was finished already. And he hasn't done anything. There we go. Maybe it'll work this time. Wow. Having problems. Let's see. One thing I want to do now is I want to get rid of that tag mark. I don't need the tag mark on there right now. All right, so we can go ahead and start harvesting down here. All right. Scroll through too many of these things. Oops. There we go. I actually was thinking it was that field that was going to be ready to harvest, but it's these down here. Is this guy finished? Should be, I guess. All right, now we can get our plow. Let's see what... I'm getting so many things to scroll through now, it's taking forever to figure out where I'm at. Now what I really need is just another Valtra. Trade this tractor for another Valtra. 13? Okay. I don't think I've ever had quite that many. But I do like having a tractor that is dedicated for each piece of equipment. I don't know that I've ever actually accomplished that. I have worked towards that goal, but I have never really had a separate tractor for each piece of equipment, which is what I'd like to have dedicated. But you end up with a lot of stuff to scroll through, a lot of tractors. Oh, I just earned a trophy, large scale supplier. So that must have to do with the harvesting. Well, that doesn't seem like very many. 100? Huh. I would have thought that I'd harvested more than that already. Now, I would say you got that trophy quite some time ago, didn't you? Because haven't you had this map, Riverbend Springs, the entire map in sunflowers more than once already? Yeah, I was going to say, I figured you had that one for a while because I remember a few months back you telling me that you had planted an entire map with sunflowers. So I know if you were harvesting those, you had to hit that trophy a long time ago. I think you probably got that maybe on New Frontier. Was it on New Frontier or Riverbend Springs that you did that the first time? No, I meant when you when you did the whole map with sunflowers. Was the first time you did that? Was that on Riverbend Springs, or was that New Frontier? Okay, I couldn't remember if it was New Frontier or Riverbend Springs that you had done that on. So, yeah, I cannot imagine that you harvested every field on this map and didn't get that trophy. I'm surprised I have not harvested that many acres until just now, or hectares until just now. Oh, okay. Oh, wow, we're going to end up right by our trailer when this guy's full. "31 out of 46. I don't even know where to look to see how many trophies I have, but I don't have that many." I don't guess I can actually look at that while I'm playing the game. I would have to wait. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look afterwards and see. I don't know how many trophies I have, but I know it's not that many. Okay. Well, I'm going to check it after I get done just to see how many I have. I haven't really paid attention. I bet I probably don't have maybe 10. I can't remember. Maybe 10, something like that. Whoops. Ah, perfect timing. Look at that. It looks like there's some right down here, though, that he didn't do. Well, it still don't look like it was done. All right, well. I'm just going to drop this plow right here because we're going to be using it again soon. Let me see. We need to go with wheat. I want to do some maintenance though. Now we're going to go up here. I think we're going to do all our fields that we're harvesting today. I think I'll replant them all in wheat because we got to keep the grain mill full. Because we are not producing any bread without flour. I like to keep some soybeans, but we've got $300,000. So with that, I'll be okay. We can get some wheat. I'm going to have to buy more fields pretty quick though. Now, one thing I want to look at is I'm trying to think about. I like being able to look at the map like this. This is cool from this perspective. But that's not what I was looking for. I'm looking for maybe no, not there. Containers. I am looking for. This is for something that I can use on Calmlands, actually. I'm just going to look at it. It's right here. I'm looking for free herbicide. I think maybe it is liquid fill station. See, I think free liquid fill station. This is what I want. Everything is free. And this has herbicide because we're going to be using herbicide to do liquid fertilizer. But only we're going to do that on calm lands. I'm just looking since we've got everything operating by itself. So I can get that. I just wanted to double check, make sure I can get free herbicide. Or free liquid fertilizer, actually. Not herbicide. I don't need the weed killer, I need the fertilizer. Oh yes, I'll get anything that provides me with free stuff if I can. But since we're going to be switching over to liquid fertilizer on calm lands, I just wanted to double check. I thought I had seen that before. It's like the fill station that we have on calm lands, actually that we have on this map over there too, that black one that's over there. It does the same thing but with liquids. Now, I had been hoping that, like this field right here, would produce enough grain to fill the oil mill. Same thing with this one. I don't think they will. At first, I thought they might, but I'm not so sure at this point that they will. That's too bad. Well, for that hour, we just spent more than we made. That's too bad. Our helpers are costing us more than we're making. But, I don't know, we may have ran out of eggs and stuff like that too. Because our chickens ran out of food. Eventually we will. I could put down like another generator. Because I have another type of wind turbine. Let's see, what other kind of generators? Let's see what we got. I downloaded. Is that the newest one? Now, all of these take about a year to pay for themselves. And then after that, they're all just pure profit. What is this? A wind turbine. $24,000. Where might I put something like this that would be cool? I can't even tell what it looks like, actually. What is it? Oh. So I don't know if it'll work if I put it someplace like that. If I free toggle it and put it there, I don't know if it'll work. Maybe it will. Well, that's going to make us money. Good enough. I'm sure glad the helpers will just sit here and wait until we come take care of them. Yeah, I'm going to walk back over there and look at it from ground level here in just a second. I don't know how much money it's going to make us either. I guess it depends on how much the wind blows. I'm not sure how those things actually work. Because it had a number that said 0 to 6,000 something per month. I don't know how it determines how much you actually get. Now I want to go over here and just look at that from ground level. I couldn't remember exactly where I put it. That's pretty cool looking. Oh, look here. Well, all right, well, hopefully that'll help us. Yeah, exactly. Now, you know, I should put a government subsidy sign on that. And I might end up doing that. Let's see, construction, generators. Well, not that. What are you doing? No, that's not the right sign. Which is the right one? I always have trouble remembering which one I'm looking for. Is that it? No. Well, which one is... There it is. It's white in the menu, but it's actually a green sign. That's the one I'm looking for, but it shows up as being white on the menu because I want to embed this sign right here like this. Move it just a little bit. Oh, look at that. Huh. No fence post. It looks like it was actually nailed to the tree. All right. I like it. Now I know it said that some of those things that you place when you use like that free mode where you can put it wherever you want to, they don't work properly. So I hope that still collects money when I do it like that, because that's not the only one I did that way. I did one on Calmlands like that too. Although this one turned out better. I could not get the one on Calmlands completely embedded in the tree. I got it attached to the tree, but you can still see the post. This one worked out much better. Can't really see the post. Alright, let's see where we're at. Look at that, perfect timing again. I'm getting pretty good at. I actually want to come in this side over here. I want to drive past that barn just to see what that looks like now. Our new wind turbine. Thank you, Dee Dee. We're going to go take a look at it right now just to see what it looks like. Where's my barn? Nice. Yeah. Ooh. That worked out nice. Yeah, I like it. All right. Now, I know a lot of people don't use those signs, but I like to. Yeah, I think it is like the number one download probably. I think a lot of people do use those signs, but I know there's a lot of people that don't use them also, because I've watched a lot of videos where people talk about not using them. And that's okay. I mean, I'm really not into the role play kind of stuff. I've listened to a lot of people. They have backstories and all that kind of stuff for how their character ended up on this farm and stuff like that. But I'm not really like that. But as far as those signs are concerned, I just pretend like I'm leasing the land to some other organization to use to put up something like that, and that justifies the subsidy, because the subsidy is just a guaranteed income. So we could literally make all kinds of money just by putting up generators. And for every generator that we put in, all the greenhouses and stuff like that, put up a subsidy sign also. But that's a small subsidy sign. That's why I use that green one. Now, if I were to swap out this harvester for one of the other ones, that lizard like we have over on the other side of the map, then we wouldn't have to be emptying the harvester. We could just let it run. I don't know why it can't start where I want it to start, but it doesn't like to. Yeah, I do too. Maybe they will eventually. All right, now we should be able to get this guy going. Now, I've been keeping my eye out for some free diesel fuel. but I haven't found that yet. I do believe at some point there will be a mod come out where we can get free diesel fuel. Dee Dee, did you see that flag on Calm Lands that I was able to stick on the edge of my building? I was actually able to attach it to the shed right on the post. I was actually very surprised that it really worked out the way I wanted it to, and it attached right to that post. That's what gave me the idea of trying to attach one of those signs to a tree, because I wasn't really able to do it on Calmlands as far as the sign. I couldn't get the post hid inside that tree. I kind of want to go look at something right quick. We'll let that guy run for a minute. I just want to do a little experiment. And we can do that right here. Hey, Richard, how's it going? I want to look right here for a second. Let's go in here. Let's go back to generators. Let's just look at this right here. Can't get close to it. I just want to see. I don't want a tree though. I want the building. I want to see if I can make this look like it's... Alright, good. We are harvesting, but right now I'm just kind of taking a look at something. I want to see if I can make this look like it's... See, now that's not going to let me do that. Oh, I got to do it in free toggle mode, maybe. If I do it this way... No, it's still not going to let me back up against that building. Oh, looky there. Look. Oh, 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 oh. Line up, line up, line up, line up. Oh. Oh, my goodness. It won't line up. Oh, no. Line up. That would be so perfect. I'm still trying to figure something. See, why is it pushing it up in the air over here like this? I stick way up in the sky. That's not really what I wanted. How do I would like to have it like right on the side of the building, but with no post. If I could get rid of that post, that would be perfect. Oh, I know. I remember the first time I saw you do that. That was so cool. If I could hide that post, I would put a sign on that building because I think that looks so cool. But it's not going to let me do it. It just won't. I wonder if it'll work someplace else. Let me try it someplace else. Let's see, will it work over here? No. I don't know why. Why will it not let me put this inside a building? Huh. I'm just looking at some different things here. See, it will not let me do it, which is weird. But it'll let me put it on a tree. So I'm wondering why that is. I'm not going to put this on this tree. I'm just kind of looking around. I can put it on a tree. I cannot stick it on the edge of a building. And that's too bad. Okay, well, that's what I wanted to find out. If I could actually stick this on the side of a building. Alright, it won't let me. That's a bummer. Oh, look out. Did he finish? I guess he did. It doesn't look... That looked a little weird over here. I guess he did finish. See, I'd like to have dedicated tractors for the plow and stuff. For these different implements. Eventually, I should be able to accomplish that. Richard, what map are you playing on? Or are you playing tonight? Oh, you're playing on Riverbend Springs. Riverbend Springs, or is there a map Riverbend Valley? Because I'm not familiar with all the maps. Well, that's not even going to make it all the way back down here. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, Riverbend Springs. I didn't know if maybe they came out with one called Riverbend Valley or not. They could have. Oh, easy. Oh, easy. Come on. This is very hard to keep this thing lined out straight. That's okay. We know what you're talking about. Like I said, I just wasn't sure if they'd actually come out with one called Riverbend Valley. They could have, because there's a bunch of maps now, and I'm not familiar with all the map names. I don't really keep up with the maps, because I just have the ones I like to play on. I should just randomly pick a map sometime and see what it's all about. Well, that's one reason why I have not done that. Because I can't really play on more than two maps at one time. I can't see playing on like a whole bunch of different maps. Because then it just seems like you don't get nothing accomplished, or it would take too long. Even playing on two maps, really, But I kind of don't mind doing the two, but I don't think I'd want to be doing three or four at the same time. I know you've played on several different maps. I mean, really, once you get going, then like one map would be plenty to play on. Because you could have enough to do to keep yourself busy and literally play pretty much 24 hours a day if you wanted to. Yeah, that racetrack was cool. The only reason I had New Frontier was to just as a replacement until Calmlands came out. I still have the New Frontier map, but I haven't done anything else on it. I might delete it. Yeah, I've noticed like you're putting out a lot of videos and stuff like that, so I can't color that long. I can't, well, I can't do anything that long. I'm not going to devote that much time to YouTube. I was going to ask you about that a couple of days ago, and I forgot to. I was going to ask you if you still did the story time because I had not seen any new videos. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just thinking about that a couple of days ago. I guess Wednesday, I got to think about that. I had not noticed any new reading videos. Okay, yeah, that'll be good. Alright guys, I gotta take a quick break. I'll just let you ride along with this harvester. He doesn't have too much to go, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Thank you. Oh no. I was trying to avoid that. But of course the word try is an excuse for failure, so. Almost put that on there from the wrong side. It goes on from this side. Whoops. There we go. See, those two fields right there is only 40,000 liters, so I don't know that our big field that we have with canola is going to be enough to fill the grain mill. I don't think so. All right, 224,000. Whoops, let's go this way. See, I need another tractor. Monday evening, sometime Monday evening, I got to go have a couple of x-rays on my shoulder. Yeah, I told the doctor I think it might be a rotator cuff issue. I hurt my shoulder over 3 years ago, so hopefully they can figure out what's going on. And I have this place on my arm. I don't know if I mentioned this before after I went to the doctor, but I have this place on my arm. In Hawaii, they told me it was called a sunspot. They told me there was nothing they could do about it. And I was talking to my new doctor about it, and I had it bandaged, and she said, well, let me see it. So I took the bandage off so she could look at it, and she took one look at it, and she said, that's cancer. But she said they can remove it, so that's good. Yeah, I'm going to have to go to Kentucky to have this stuff done. She's already told me she's going to send me to Kentucky. That's where she's from. That's not where her practice is at this point, but that's where she's from. So all the specialists and stuff that she's used is in Kentucky. So she's already told me she's going to be sending me over there. But I'm going to get these x-rays done first and get that taken care of and see what's going on. And then I will let her know. All right, finished. Or is it finished? Yeah, okay. Says 50% fertilized, so. You know, I just wonder why when I was in Hawaii, why they didn't treat me for things. Just telling me, oh, there's nothing we can do about it. Even like with my heart condition, they tell me, oh, there's nothing we can do about it. And the first thing the doctor does over here is prescribe me medication to start regulating my heartbeat. And I don't understand why in Hawaii they did not do the same thing. It is very bizarre. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. That was bizarre. All right, let's hire a helper instead of detach. It's kind of weird, you know, because before I moved to Hawaii, I had a cyst in the back of my arm, and every doctor I talked to here on the mainland told me, "Oh, it's no big deal. Just don't worry about it. Just leave it. Blah blah blah." They wouldn't do anything about it. And as soon as I got a doctor, when I got sick, and I end up seeing a doctor in Hawaii, they asked me about that, and I told them I asked them about it, and they were like, "Yeah, sure, we could have that removed," and they did. But then when it came to like my heart condition, they're like, "Oh, nothing we can do about it." This place on my arm, "Oh, nothing we can do about it." And then this doctor over here says, "Oh, I'll take care of it." Weird. Thank you, so am I. And my new doctor here was telling me, she was telling me that she wanted to send me to a cardiologist over in Kentucky, and that they'd want to do a Holter monitor. I don't know if you know what that is or not, but I told her I wasn't going to do that. But thankfully, they've changed the way those things work. And she explained to me how they've changed it. And then I told her, well, okay, I won't mind doing it, but you used to have to push this button. You wear this thing with these electrodes all hooked to you. And every time you feel your heart doing something funny, you're supposed to push a button and write down what time it was and what was going on. And I told my doctor, I'm not doing that, because what am I going to do? Push the button, push the button, push the button? And she said, no, you don't have to do that anymore. They changed it to where it does it automatically. I was like, oh, okay, that's good then. I'll do that part. I had to do one of those when I was in Hawaii, and my heart was going crazy 24/7. So I wore the monitor, but I never pushed a button. I never wrote down anything about what was going on. And so I can't remember how long, 24 hours I think. I had to wear that thing for 24 hours. And at the end of that time, when I went back to the doctor, I told him I didn't write anything down at all, which I didn't. I never wrote the first thing down because my heart was just going crazy all the time. So there's no way I could do that. So they weren't too happy with me, but but that's just like the doctor. When I went to see her, I told her, I said, you could put one of those. I don't remember what the machine's called that they measure your heartbeat and all that stuff with, an EKG or something. I don't know what it is. But anyway, I told her, I said, you can hook that machine to me. You only need about 10 seconds. And she didn't even need that. She just listened to my heart and was like, yep, we got a problem. But I can tell you that medication does have me feeling better, or at least it does. I haven't been feeling my heart pounding in my chest, which is good. That is good news. It's a little bit scary in one sense because I don't know if this medication is a solution or a band-aid. And it kind of scares me that it's a band-aid and it's just masking an issue. Yeah, it's probably something I need to talk to my doctor a little bit more about, just so I have a better understanding, because that does kind of concern me. It's like pain. Pain is an indicator that something is wrong. So if we just mask the pain, it, the issue is still there, but we could further injure ourselves and not know it. Now, I was in the high risk category for a heart attack, and I don't know if taking this medication changes that or not, but I can tell it would make it very easy for me to get careless because I feel better. Or I don't feel that pounding in my chest. I don't feel my heart going all crazy like it always does. I will say I do like that doctor though, because she was willing to talk to me, conversate, listen to what I had to say and stuff. And she took care of a lot of stuff. They did a lot of blood work and stuff. I haven't heard any results yet, but because I've been diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, so she's going to check on that and see what the status is there. Well, when I said I would see everybody on Monday, I was talking about the people who color, Monty. How are you? And I didn't know that you were even watching the coloring because you never said hello. How you doing, Monty? Yeah, and you know I'm fine with that, Monty. If you just feel like watching, I'm fine with that. But had I known you were watching, then I would have specifically like acknowledged that I would have seen you tonight. Now, Monty, did you see our new tractor and our new generator? And let me just say to those who may be watching and not participating in chat, thank you very much. I hope you're having a good evening. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Oh, those deer. I think those deer are camels. But thank you. I do believe that my shading is getting a little bit better with practice. Yes, I agree. Thank you, Monty. Well, you know what they say. Practice makes better. Now, we got off to a little bit of a rough start, Monty, but Dee Dee figured out the solution. Our trailer was not working properly. I want to drive past this over here again because I like it. I think it worked out cool, so I want to look at it again. Monty, did you see this sign that we put out here in our tree? I think that looks so cool. I wish I could have actually got the rest of that post hid. I wish I could have got that little part right there hid, but I bet, oh, I bet if I'd have lined that up this way, I could have. I bet I could have. But it would have been facing the wrong direction. I wanted to point it that way a little bit. I bet I could have done that, though, because there's space right there. Ah. Well, there for a little bit, I thought we were in trouble because we could not feed the chickens. I could not empty, actually, I could not empty the trailer, and that would have been really bad if we'd not been able to fix it. I had actually been thinking that I might have to like save the game, exit the game, and then come back into the game to see if that worked. But Dee Dee had another suggestion that we try first, and it did work. So, and all we're planting today is wheat because our grain mill is empty. So I've got to try to figure out how I'm going to keep that grain mill full. We need to buy some more fields. Well, this guy's driving around in circles, literally. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to try to get all of my, I guess you could call the all the rock on that candles page completed, and then I will over the weekend, and Monday I'll try to figure out what I'm going to do for the facade. Well, I've never listened to any of the songs, or I've never watched the new movie, and I don't plan to. I kind of like the idea of remembering Snow White as a white girl. I like the way it was done in the past, and I've seen a lot of media coverage of the way the new one is done. Not my cup of tea. Oh, I've heard what the main actress had to say about the original movie and stuff. So, I mean, I have no interest in the new one. Well, Monty, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Like I said, I've heard everything that Rachel Ziegler's had to say, and not my cup of tea. I like the original Snow White. I don't think anything was wrong with it. But I certainly don't have anything against anybody who likes the new one either. Well, like I said, I certainly have no objection to people watching it if that's what they want to do. I'm a boomer, so I don't really have interest in all this new woke stuff. I think they could have just made it an entirely different movie and called it something different. Yeah, me too, Richard. I would be very interested in what Walt Disney would have to say about it these days. Okay, Dee Dee. God bless you. Have a good weekend. So I think on Monday night we'll be on Calmlands. Well, no, maybe not. Let's look here. No, we can come back over here because if I sleep, then we can do this, and then we can sleep again and do this field. So we'll come back on Riverbend Springs on Monday. Yes, Monty. We did this one. We started with this one, and then of course these here. I really like our silos. That works out so cool. I wish I could eliminate the black on that tractor and make it brown. Oh well. I think that turned out really nice. Well, now why did that guy turn around instead of just continuing? It's a farmer song? All right. Yeah, I looked up the lyrics to that song. I'll read the lyrics and see what I think about it. Because I know it's a Snow White song. Well, we've got 3 wheat fields now, but they're not going to be enough to fill the grain mill. I need a big field. All right. Now we're going to start buying some more fields because I need to be able to keep, yes, Monty, my new medication. I have not been feeling my heart pounding in my chest. I was telling Dee Dee earlier, I still need to talk to my doctor because I don't know if this medication is like a remedy or a band-aid. If it's a band-aid, then that concerns me because I could cause myself further injury and not really know it. At least when my heart was pounding in my chest, I knew what was happening. I know this stuff that the doctor put me on is stuff that they do give heart attack patients after they've had a heart attack. They give it to them to help prevent them from having another heart attack. So, but the thing of it is, I just don't know. But I have felt better. I will say that much. I've had a couple of episodes where my blood pressure has dropped, like when I bend over to pick something up, that kind of thing. But my heart has not been pounding like it has for the last 12 years, and that's a real nice thing. So in that regard, I have felt much better. Yeah, I don't have that kind of issue, just my heart. I have that heart arrhythmia, but apparently this medication that she put me on is supposed to regulate that. But she told me I still got to take it easy, but I don't know what that means. So at this point, but anyway, let's see. Let's save the game so we don't forget to. So we will be back on here. I want to let one more minute tick off the clock right here. I want to see how much we paid in wages and how much earnings we have. So I'm going to wait until that ticks over, game clock ticks over to 11 o'clock, just so I can check the finances. All right, so we still spent almost, well, a little more than double what we made. All right, well, I think part of that is because our grade mill is not working, and therefore our bakery is not working. See, our grade mill is empty, which means our bakery is empty. So we've got to get these back up and operating. And I got to be able to keep them operating so we could our revenue outweighs our expenses. And right now it is not. Well, I think once we can get into cows and stuff on calm lands, you'll be all right. Because we don't really need to do a big cattle farm on both maps. That defeats the purpose. So next time we'll be on here, guys, Monday, and we'll do our sunflower field, and then we can sleep for a day, and do our canola, and then I've got to try to figure out some see this field up here too. I've got to put something in this field. What's in this field? This is soybeans up here too. So we're gonna have to maybe we'll start planting like wheat up here, but I really like this field. We could do wheat. Actually, how much is that? Oh, 568,000. Woo! But then we could buy like these two. and connect them, which would be pretty good. 223, 233. Well, I would probably advise you to listen to your caseworker. No, we are going to attempt to work towards doing cake on Calmlands. Because that map is more set up to where we can put in livestock and stuff like that. This map is all about agriculture and doing productions. Because you know what I thought would be cool too? See this cotton field? We can do ropes and we can do textiles and make clothes with cotton. We don't have to have sheep to get wool. We can just use cotton. So that's probably one of the next things we want to look at. I think the rope, where's the rope guy at? Right here? Yeah, rope maker. And all we need is cotton. So we could use this cotton field up here to supply our rope maker. How much is this field? 321. See, fields are so expensive. But still, we could do all this. So, we've got lots to do on this map without making it even more difficult for us. So that's going to do it, guys. I'll go ahead and save it again just to, because the clock ticked over. So we'll leave it sit right here, and then we'll be doing, on Monday we'll harvest sunflowers, and then we'll probably sleep for a day, and then we'll harvest our canola, and then we'll see where we're at from there. All right, guys. Richard, Monty, thanks for hanging out. Those who are watching without being in chat, thank you. Have a good weekend, everybody. And I will see you guys on Monday. Until then, God bless.